Hello everybody, this is Alyssa from Mank Arts and Crafts, and today we are doing my WIP and chat. So WIP stands for work in progress, and chat, well, we're going to sit here, we're going to chat, we're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on, day, week, all that fun stuff. And sorry, I'm trying to multitask. I'm trying to fill the putty in my pen as I talk, so that way I don't have to sit here and do it without talking. So today's WIP and chat, I am working on, I'm gonna start the Halloween set because the two kits that I'm working on right now are both mystery kits. I'm working on the 12 Days of Spookmas from Diamond Art Studio UK, and then I'm working on the Crafter's Den Autumn Mystery. So since I'm working on both of the mystery kits, I don't want to work on them on a WIP and chat. And I just finished the section from my Storm God canvas, and I don't feel like starting a new section because I want to work on the two WIPs, the two mystery kits. So I was like, well, I do have the Halloween mini dazzles set from Diamond Art Club, and I figured that's perfect to kind of pull that out because I don't want to start another like fall canvas. I want to kind of work on the ones that I've got going with the WIPs, as I talked about in my month in review video. I want to kind of get some progress on these ones, my two mystery kits, before I roll into starting the other new canvas, my Diamond Artisan Shop canvas that I want to do. So the tools that I am using today, and I decided to start with this one, it's literally the one that was on top. So that's the first one that I grabbed because the spiders were the first ones that were on top compared to the other little mini kits. Sorry, I'm putting my putty in and I'm trying to multitask. I wanted to refill my putty because I was using a hot pink putty, which was like a pink flamingo putty. So I grabbed I'm going through my putties in alphabetical order. And after pink flamingo was perfect timing, like perfect for this kit, was pumpkin cheesecake Mary Mud. So I'm using a pumpkin cheesecake Mary Mud, which smells heavenly. Mochi's strolling through. You didn't see her, but that was Mochi's shadow. She's now laying in her box. So this is perfect, like, fall vibes, and I'm going to just, because I love the scent, this is the Drills and Chillax Wee Wax. So I'm going to scrape a new little daub because I just like to start with fresh, even though I'm probably not going to use it. I need to, anytime I'm doing lots of like ABs, this is the all fairy dust, but anytime I'm working with lots of ABs, I'll use the Wee Wax in my multi-placer. But there's my Drills and Chillax, and now we're gonna go into it. And then, so those are my two, those, I'm using the same tray that I always use because it just fits in my hand the best. And these are the two pens that I'm using today because these are up in my rotation. And then after today, tomorrow I will swap out pens, but these I'm like enjoying so much, and these are such lovely pens. So this is a pen custom that I had done from Enabler's Outpost. It is a hybrid pen. I can't remember where I got the blank from. Let me turn it on so you guys can see. But that is a stunning hybrid from Enabler's Outpost. And then this beauty is from Swampwood, of course. It is a beautiful pen from Swampwood. So those are the pens that I'm working with. And now we're going to go ahead and, let's see. Let me pull out I'm working on spiders. So I love that these come like this. So I could literally just grab this, slide it in there with a couple little baggies, and call it a day. And I don't have to worry about taking a bunch of stuff with me or anything. So that makes things like particularly easy to travel with these little mini kits. I love that. Oh, sorry, my nose has been super snuffy these last few days. So we are gonna go with the, let me pull my this thing over so I can, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna get 5 little baggies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's how many I will use for this card. And we're gonna pull our plastic cover off, and we're gonna get to work. Our first bag is going to be 3072. This is how I work and do. I kit up as I go with the mini sets. So where's my scissors? This is my method whenever I'm working with mini dazzles. You guys will get to see how I work with these. I'll just kit up right into the baggies as I go. But I'll ready the bag. I'll pour the trills right into here. And that way I can say, okay, this is the color I'm going to work with. And we're going to swap this over to here. And then I've got the bag there, so if I forget what symbol I'm working with, I can look and say, oh, hey, I'm working with that symbol. And now we're going to go ahead and start doing this. All right, so I hope everybody had a wonderful day, week, all of that fun stuff. I'm trying to think. I had my move survey, so I had them come, or well, they did the virtual move survey today in preparation for my upcoming move. So I did that. So that's what I spent my afternoon. I got to leave work early so I could come home and do that, walk through the house it was like a video version. So I had to walk through the house with my video function of my, with the app that they do. That's weird that one's not sticking. There we go. For the move survey, to do that, to say, okay, this is everything that I have. This is all going. And I'm like, ugh. I have so much stuff left to do on the house before I go. So, yes, a lot left to do. And that's what I'm going to be spending a lot of time this weekend still working on. And that's what I've been doing, kind of getting the house ready. I've gone through my pantry, which is kind of like my appliance garage, all of the random kitchen appliances. So I've gone through the pantry and I've gone through the kitchen to go through and say, okay, this is the stuff I'm keeping. This is the stuff that I can toss and get rid of. And I did the dining room and I started the living room. I've got like one little corner of the living room right by the front door that's got some boxes of stuff that I have to go through and get some stuff out of there. Like there's some boxes that have some things that I need to list on a couple of the Facebook groups that I'm in to try to sell some stuff before I leave, because that will reduce some of the stuff that I have to haul with me. So I'm like, I need to do that and then mail some of those things out, like some military challenge coins that that I do trading with back and forth. I have a bunch of like extra ones. So I want to try to sell some of those before I leave so I don't have to haul them, which I don't have to physically haul them myself. But so that way I don't have to worry about them getting there and then having to get rid of them when I get there. And then the same thing, I need to try to do the same thing with some of the Legos that I have like sitting in boxes. I went through all of them and pulled out the ones that I want to get rid of. I have so many. I have so many Harry Potter Legos. So I need to go through and get rid of a bunch of the Harry Potter Legos that I have. So that's something that's on my to-do list as well. And I really need to do that this weekend. So that's gonna be my goal, is to start listing some of that stuff this weekend and getting it off of my to-do list. Because once that is done, that's one less thing on my plate to worry about. And that would, once that stuff kind of like, I start getting rid of that stuff, then that frees up some more space and one less thing cluttering up the living room. But that's like the last thing in the living room and in the hallway. And then I just have the bedrooms. I'll probably start with, I did a recent purge of the bathrooms. So I just have to, but I have a couple things remodeling wise I need to do in the bathrooms. But as far as the purging of stuff, that part has basically already been done, because a couple months ago I went through and did a major bathroom purge where I went through all of the cabinets in both bathrooms and got rid of like, oh gosh, probably like 3 garbage bags worth of stuff that was like expired and trash, where I was like, I do not need this because I have not used anything of this stuff in like months. So I did all of that a couple months ago. So I need to go back through, and so the bathrooms are basically good to go. And then it's going to be, I'll probably save my office, the studio here, for last because that's probably the room that's the worst. And then I've got my master bedroom, which isn't horrible. I just have to organize a little bit of some of the stuff, go through my closet, and organize like the top of my bookshelves along the one wall a little bit. And then I have the spare bedroom, which I need to go through. I've got basically there's a bunch of stuff in there that I'm like, I just need to get rid of it. So I've got a lot of stuff that's in the get rid of pile of everything, which I need to do this weekend so I can just like clear all that stuff out. So that's gonna be my kind of my goal. And then the last room to worry about is gonna be in here. This is gonna be the one that takes the longest, is organizing and going through in here. Look at that, we're already done with the first color. And then we're gonna go into the 844, which is gonna be the P. And then I go with this with the extras, and voila. Set the baggie off to the side for when it's time for doing the next image. I can add that color to the next image, the symbol E. I'll just add to that bag. So now we've got Z844, which is going to give myself P, symbol P. So that's basically what I've been focusing on right now, is a lot of that around the house. It's been a lot of work to do all of that stuff. But that's been my emphasis right now because, yeah, I need to do all that. But yes, lots going on. Because it's just a couple weeks to go. Just a couple weeks to the end of the month, and then I'm out of here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so much still to do. But oh my word, you guys would not believe the annoyingness that I had to deal with this week. So when we do, on the military side of the house, when we do a move, you have a choice where you can either do what we call a personally procured move, which is a PPM, which is basically when you move yourself, and you get reimbursed for it. Or you can, and there's a specific way that you have to go through and do it all, because it's done by weight, how much your stuff weighs. So you have to weigh the trailer or whatever it is, like you have to weigh the vehicle that you're going to use to haul your stuff first as a dry weight. And then you weigh it after you've loaded all of your household goods into it to get the wet, or like the loaded weight. So that way you know how much your household goods actually weigh. And then you move everything. Oh, well, I'm not going to do that because that's way too much work, because that means that I then have to load all of my stuff and pack it all and everything myself. I'm not about to do that. That's just too much effort on my front. So I just do the standard way, which is basically the movers come and move all of your stuff for you. That's what I do because it's way much less work for me. They pack up your stuff for you and they move all of your stuff for you. That's what I do. So regardless of which way you do, there's a website or a system that we use online that we've used for ages, that you submit all of the details of your move. You fill out all of this stuff. You submit everything online through this specific website. And it's the Move website that we use. And then and you have the option of once you're done doing all of it, it's a self-counseling. So it's got all of like, this is how you move, this is what you fill out, and you sign all of the forms digitally, and basically you put the date that you want the movers to come, all of that stuff, and you do it all electronically. I've done this is not my first move. I've moved many times since I've been in the military. So I've used the system many times. I know exactly how it works. I got to the certain point, and you have to upload a copy of your orders, which is the paperwork that we have that the military gives you that basically says, this is where you're going, this is when you're leaving, this is when you get there. Essentially, that's what dictates our life, is our orders, is what we call it. Well, the system wouldn't let me upload my orders. So I was like, and it basically was like, failed to upload, please go to your local, DMO, which is basically the office your moving office, go to your local moving office to submit your orders in person. So I'm like, okay, fine, that's annoying, but I'll do it. So I tried again the next morning because the first time the system just completely blitzed out, and after an hour, like 45 minutes worth of working on this website, it just completely stopped working, and like deleted all of my work, and I had to start over from scratch. So that annoyed me. So that was Monday. So Tuesday, I finally was able to submit all of my information for the move, and except for I couldn't upload my paperwork that I needed to upload to it. So I'm like, okay, fine, guess I'm going over to the office. So I go down to where the office is supposed to be, and they have a sign on the door saying, hey, we've moved to this building. So then I'm like, okay, fine. So let me go to a different part of base to where this office is now moved to. So I go to where they have moved to, walk in, it's like 11:15, somewhere around in there. Walk in, and they're like, okay, we'll go, the front desk, the two Marines at the front desk are like, okay, well, we'll go see if we have a counselor available. Because I'm like, I literally just couldn't upload my orders, so I told me to bring them in person. So they're like, okay, we'll see if we have a counselor available to do this for you. And of course they do, because there's literally like 5 counselors and not a single person besides me in the office, and minus the staff members that work there. They're literally all just kind of sitting around doing nothing at that point. I'm the only person in the office besides the staff members at this point, because this is not a busy time of year to move. Everybody moves in the summer, not in, end of October. So I walk in, and they pull me back to this lady's office, and I explain what I'm trying to do. She has me sit down at her desk, and she pulls up my information on the website, and she starts asking me all the questions and goes through everything. And like 20 minutes later, she's like, okay, well, we can set you up for an appointment for counseling tomorrow, to come back and see me tomorrow. Does morning or afternoon work better? And I'm like thinking to myself, I like legit, the whole point of the website and everything is to do self-counseling so you don't have to come in person. Like, I don't know why I'm going to have to come back to see this lady. Like, and she's literally asked me every question that she would typically ask me in a physical, in like the in-person counseling session. She's already asked me all of these questions, and I don't get why I would have to come back again. I'm like, whatever. So I'm like, afternoon, that will work better. She's like, okay. Proceeds to hand me back the paperwork that I gave her and say, bring this with you tomorrow and we'll upload it then. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So I leave, come back the next day. The next day I sit down, she pulls up her computer, asks me the same exact questions she asked me the day before to verify everything. I had in the paperwork, because this is in online in the system, because this is not my first time moving. I've moved many times. When you put it in, like, you can pick what you want your latest pickup day, because there's the day, depending on how much your stuff weighs or is estimated to weigh, dictates how many days they plan to come out and move your stuff. So my stuff is usually 2 days of packing and the third day for the pickup. It's always 3 days. So I was like, I want them to come basically on the Friday before I leave. I want them to come on Wednesday, pack me up Wednesday, Thursday, and then pick up on Friday. So on my paperwork, I put latest day for pickup being Friday of that week that I'm going to be leaving. So she was like, oh, well, that means if you want them to come on Wednesday to start start packing and then have them leave on Friday, we need to change it. So to change it in the paperwork so it says the date of Wednesday. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not how this works. You want the day that they leave to be the day that you put in the paperwork. Because if we put the date of Wednesday, they're going to come on Monday and leave on Wednesday. And I don't want that. I want them to come on Wednesday and leave on Friday. So but she's like, no, that's how it's supposed to be. And I'm like, well, this is her job, so maybe that's what it's supposed to be. So she changes the paperwork that I filled out to reflect the date of Wednesday, and then pulls up, has me put my my CAC, my ID into this little CAC reader thing, and turns her screen around and was like, okay, now I need you to sign this form. And then this bottom of this form comes up, and she's like, oh wait, you already signed it. And I'm like, yes, because I'm like, the whole point of the website is that you fill everything out online and sign it online so you don't have to go to a person in person. The only reason I went in person was because I could not submit my orders online. So I had to go drop my orders off in person. So I'm like, literally, like, because I was just like, this is ridiculous. So yeah, finally left because I was like, there was no value add in me actually going, because the whole premise of me going there was so I could sign these 2 forms in front of her, which I had already signed online, because that's what you're supposed to do, is sign them online. Oh my goodness, it was ridiculous. And then I got my, and then it, like, she submitted everything, and it looks like yesterday, I have to call on, I'm like, this is a Monday problem. I'm going to have to reach out to her and call, because I got my stuff assigned to a moving company, and guess what my paperwork shows from the moving company? Pack out on Monday, pick up on Wednesday. Exactly what I did not want. So now I'm going to have to reach out to my counseling person from the move stuff and be like, guess what? I need this changed, because I want pack out on Wednesday, pick up on Friday. Because she changed my paperwork, it now says pack out on Monday, which is now the moving company has got me pack out on Monday and pick up on Wednesday, which is what I did not want. And I'm like, seriously, like, this is supposed to be her job. How is it that I know more about this process than she does? Maybe because I'm like, have been doing this process and this is like my 6th or 7th move, but I'm like, seriously, like, this is why I filled the paperwork out how I did. And if she had just left it how I wanted it, this would have been good. And I would have had no problems with it. I'm like, oh, good grief. So yeah, now I have to go back through the hassle of getting the dates changed, because I want pack out on Wednesday and pick up on Friday. So annoying. Oh my goodness. Ugh. People annoy me. But that's been my drama for the week. And then, yeah, see, look at that. We finished our first little one. Look, so cute. Let me turn on the overhead so we can see how cute that is. So there is our little spider, and it is all ABs. Super cute. Or not all ABs, all fairy dust. Super adorable with these little grays and blacks with the little orange eyeballs. Adorable. So that is finish number 1. Now, we are going to go ahead and come on over and see which one do we want to do next. Let me pull them out and look. Let's see. We've got 5 left. I'm going to turn off the overhead and see. Ooh, the ghost is cute. I think I want to do the ghosty. Ghosty, bat, a rip, a pumpkin, or trick or treat. I'm kind of feeling the ghosty. I think I'm feeling the ghosty. We're going to go with the ghosty. That's what we're doing next. Ghosty is next. Boop. All right. Ghosty, ghosty, ghosty. Halloween ghost. Crinkle plastic, and go with our next colors. Let me grab a little sip of water. We're going to do our 3865 first. How many colors do I have on the ghosty? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I'm not going to pull out the baggies on this because some of the colors are going to be repeats of the colors up here. So we're just going to cut off our bag top and start in 3865. And pull out some baggies. Anywho, that was my drama of the week. I was like, oh, good grief. Like, when people can't do their job properly, it annoys me. And that was a perfect example of somebody who could not do their job properly, which then left me having to do more work to compensate for them not doing their job properly. We're going to switch pens. We're going to use the Swampwood pen because I'm just feeling like using the Swampwood pen. But yeah, that was my fun adventure of the week. And then The wardroom, which is the officers, a group of us got together on Thursday night and went bowling. I was just gonna sit there and just chill and watch everybody bowl because I'm an atrocious bowler and I don't really enjoy bowling. It's not something that I find fun. So I was like, I will just sit here and watch everybody bowl and kind of chat and everything on Thursday night. But they proceeded to put my name up on the game. So I was like, darn it, they put my name up. That means I have to actually bowl. Darn it. So I was like, okay, fine. My name is up there. Let me go get some shoes and I guess I'm bowling. So, thankfully I had brought a pair of socks with me just in case. Cause if I'm not in my combat boots, I am typically going to be wearing flip-flops. That is my shoe of choice because shoes suck and I hate shoes. I mean, I spend all day with my feet in combat boots. So if I get the choice to wear flip-flops versus any other shoe, I'm wearing myself some flip-flops. Because my feet need to breathe. So, which is so funny because out here in the desert, like, I hardly ever see anybody wear flip-flops. But I'm like, no, I must wear flip-flops. Flip-flops are life. It's the Hawaii in me. I still refuse to believe that I've been living in the desert for the last 3 years. But I'm almost done. I just have a few more weeks and then I will be out of here. And no longer in the desert. And I will be in the sunny coasts of Florida, which I am super excited for. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. Back to sunshine. Well, I'm in the sunshine now, but back to ocean and water and real rain and everything else that makes me happy. And clouds. Oh, I'm looking forward to all of it. So yes, that is going to be so much fun. But I have so much stuff to do between now and then. Oh my goodness. So much stuff to do between now and then. Boop. Our little ghosty. So cute. But anyways, so, yeah. Anywho, what was I got distracted. So we were, like, the first five, or like the first 3 frames that we rolled for bowling did not hit a single pin. Like, that's how atrocious I am at bowling. It was really bad. And then I slowly started to improve as I like made my way through. I slowly started improving, and everything, but I'm not a good bowler because again, I never bowl and it's not something that I really enjoy. So yeah, but I did it. We had fun. The overall, the whole thing is you're there and you're having fun with, you know, your fellow compatriots and friends. And, you know, it was good getting to hang out with one of my friends that I don't see her very often. She's our vet on base. So she's an Army vet. She's like our one lone Army officer on the Marine Corps base. So she's like the real unicorn. But we invited her to be a part of the wardroom because she fits in better with us medical at the Navy hospital than she does with the Marines because, you know, she's interacts more with us at the hospital than anything else because, you know, the vets are kind of, they're basically medicine, but, you know, medicine for animals. So, but she interacts with us at the hospital all the time. And I've worked with her pretty closely on a lot of stuff. So we were chatting with her and she was like, oh, you need to bring the girls in. Don't forget to bring the girls in. And I'm like, I know, Mochi's overdue for her rabies and Sushi is due for her rabies because Sushi's on point for hers in October and Mochi's overdue. But Mochi's kind of purposefully overdue because I'm trying to get them on the same rotation. And Mochi's only a couple months overdue. And I was like, I kept forgetting to call to get the girls in for an appointment. So the vet, she's like, just come on Thursday because they're like booked a month out for appointments. So the vet, Andrea, she's just like, just bring her in on just come in Thursday at lunchtime. And I'll get you in on Thursday at lunchtime. I'm like, perfect. So, she's like, yeah, I'll get you in then. Which is kind of one of the fun things when you're doing stuff like this is you just kind of, work it appointment wise. See, I didn't even open that little bag of color for the 310, but I'm like, I will just use what's right here, and then I'll fill from that bag. Once I'll cut that bag off and fill from it, but I've already got this color right here, so I might as well just do it, and then I'll fill when I get to that bag. I'll pop them in right here. But look at these little ghosties, isn't he so cute? So I did, what did I do? Did I purchase anything this weekend? I don't know that I purchased any. Did I? Oh, yes, I did. I did purchase the, oh, let me pull up my Gems Flow. I'm trying to think of what did I actually do this weekend. Like, let me go with my purchases. I did not do very good with my not purchasing things. Yes, I did purchase this weekend. I purchased, I snagged the Mitsushira, which is the Margaret Morales that came out this weekend because it's like exactly, I've actually, like, that's like the exact art style that I would like. But I don't, like I said, I don't buy every Margaret Morales that comes out. I've actually got, I don't even have half of the ones that she's released. I love all of her artwork. It's stunning, but I don't collect all of her artwork, which is good that I don't buy all of it. But that was only the, so I bought that one. And then one of my wish list canvases finally restocked, which is a flower one. It's actually Happy Flowers Blue Vase. That one finally restocked. And I bought that one because I have a feeling that when that one goes out of stock, that they're going to probably, I wouldn't be surprised that when that one goes out of stock next, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up discontinuing it or archiving it, because it's been out for a hot minute. That one's not a new release in any way, shape, or form. It's been out for a hot minute. Okay, there's a lot of static in these ones, so I'm going to destaticify them. We're just doing like a quick little breathing treatment to try to get them out of their bag. There. And now I can pour them from there into here. See how staticky those were? I didn't breathe on them enough. Well, I breathed on the ones that were in the bag, but the rest of them were super staticky and out of the bag. So now, just by moving it. So let me go ahead and put these down. That's the one thing that I've noticed is that the fairy dusts do have a tendency to have some static on them. Next up, we're going to use our 3072, which we have right here as well. So that's going to be our next ghosty color. Sorry, I don't multitask very well. Okay, so now we got this one. I'm looking forward to seeing if the static improves at all, being in Florida where there's humidity and I don't have this just straight dry air like I have out here. It'll be interesting to see if that affects the humidity at all. Basically, I have decided that I am going to be very strict with myself. Like Black Friday, I'm going to make some Black Friday purchases. That's going to happen. But once Black Friday is over, on the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I'm not going to go crazy with my purchases. I'm going to try to limit myself to the artists that I really love, and try to like practice a little self-control with my Black Friday purchases. But then once Black Friday is over, it's like, unless there's another Yume or like my very, very short list of artists that I cannot live without, I'm like, no, I cannot purchase anything else. It can, like, if I really like something, I can put it on my wish list, but I have got to cut down on this hoard. Like, there is no more. I have got to cut down on the hoard. Like, it's done. got to do the finishes, cut down on the hoard, and then I can go from there. And as I finish and things and cut down on stuff, then I can revisit doing more purchases again. But I've got to cut down on this hoard mountain of all the things first. I want to get it back down to a more manageable size before I start getting new purchases again. I'm probably always going to have like a little bit of a hoard going on, but I want to get a big portion of this hoard worked down a little bit. And for the most part, some of that hoard that I'm going to be working down is going to be like, I have a ton of small kits that I can go through really quickly. I just need to like work through them and actually do them. And they'll go really quickly. So it's like, I'm going to take I'm going to bring like a box of, or a tub of canvases with me. And then some of these like new purchases that I've made recently, I've been having shipped to my parents' house. So then I'll probably just end up working for the next few months off of like the new releases. And then once I get my household goods delivered, once I get into a new place and get my household goods delivered, then I will go back to working on the old stuff that I have to kind of clear out that older stuff. So it'll be kind of like initially work through the tub of stuff that I'm going to bring with me, which is going to be smaller kits, and then go through the new stuff that I'll get in that I'm having delivered to my parents' house. And then once I'm done with that and finish those, then I can start doing by then hopefully I'll have my because I'm gonna have my Black Friday stuff delivered in Florida. That's gonna be to my new address in Florida. So that's gonna be kind of like the plan of attack for everything. Let's see, look at how much static is in these right now. Crazy. And it was interesting because I didn't have the static in the spider web, which is crazy. That like you can have static in these baggies of drills, but not in the baggie of drills for like we can have it in this little baggie, this set of bags of drills, but we didn't have the same amount of static in the one for my little spider web. Let's see, this is symbol P. P is our border. Yes, so anywho, that's kind of my goal because I bought from Diamond Art Club this weekend. I had been doing good for a hot minute there, but then I bought from Diamond Art Club, and then I bought the Christmas releases and the Kawanashi from Diamond Artisan Shop. I was just going to get the Kawanashi, but those two Christmas releases were just too stinking cute from Diamond Artisan Shop. So I got those as well, because I'm like, those I'll work through those really quickly. And then I did that so that was a purchase on Monday. Diamond Art Club was Saturday, Artisan Shop on Monday. And then on Wednesday, I made a purchase from Jade. I think I ended up only purchased 2 kits from Jade. I got the Piece for the Forest and the Apprentice. Oh no, actually I got 3 because I got 2 of her pixel charter because she was having a 30% off sale. So then of course I used her 30% off sale for her anniversary and purchased from Jade as well, which of course I was like, granted they were kits that were on my wish list anyways, which was another Ghibli kit because that's like my weakness is when she comes out with Ghibli fan art. Same thing with Diamond Artisan Shop. When either Jade or Brandy come out with Ghibli fan art, I'm like throwing my money at them. I'm like, oh my goodness, why? Why do you do this to me? But I have to remind myself, it's not like they discontinue their art, so I could just wait and buy their art later. One of the things that I love about both of them is that I can get those kits in rounds, which is why I have so many kits from both of them. Because I can get my kits that I like in round, and that just makes my heart happy. Is I can choose, hey, I'm going to get a round drill canvas. for whatever image it is. And that just makes my heart so happy. So I can say, oh, look, this image round, and not have to be stuck with always getting things in square, like with Diamond Art Club, where I'm like, if I like an image, I'll have to really ponder, do I like it enough to buy it in square? Or is this one that I'm going to pass on because it's a square? Which, depending on if it's certain artists, I will buy it regardless. Like a Yume, I'm going to buy regardless if her art is square or round, I will buy it. Margaret Morales, I will buy if it's a kit that I like from Margaret Morales, I will buy it regardless if it's round or square. Jeremiah Kettner, I typically only buy his if they are rounds. I don't know, I just prefer the rounds for Jeremiah Kettner's art. Because I have one on my wish, or that's been sitting on my wish list from him that I have not pulled the trigger on, and I think the reason I haven't pulled the trigger is because it's a square. And I think that's literally why I haven't bought that one, is because it's a square. So I'm like, So, and then I had a gift card for Enabler's Outpost that I had won from, that I had gotten from the retreat back in June. So I finally, and I had been waiting for them to restock, or get the, basically had been waiting for the hand rendered version of Cute Pink and Elephant from Irma Van Human. I've been waiting on that to order it. And finally I was like, you know what, before I move and forget that I even have this gift card, I need to go ahead and use the gift card and order this kit. So I was basically able to use the gift card and only have to pay like $20 for the kit. I just went to go put this drill in my ear, and I picked it up and then stuck my finger in my mouth. I was like, why did I just do that? That's silly. So this is 646, which is going to be the 4s. So you can see here, we're going to fill in the rest of this color of this little ghosty. So we're making really good progress on this. I think that means we'll have finished, what, 2 of these during the WIP and chat? Maybe starting on a 3rd. I don't know, what time are we doing? 42? We'll probably just finish the 2, maybe a little bit of a shorter WIP and chat, rather than starting a 3rd little one. We'll probably just do the 2 and call it a day. Because I don't like to leave things unfinished. So that way we can say, hey, look, we finished 2, yay. But anywho, so that's kind of been my thing. But so after Black Friday, I've been saving my points from Diamond Art Club. So that way if they come out with my, any of my artists, which I'm hoping they will, if they come out with kits from any of my artists from, for Black Friday, I will just use points for that. Cause yeah, you get a great discount, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I've got the points and I'm saving the points specifically for Black Friday. So I'm going to use, points for my purchase. But that's the agenda for Black Friday. I'm saving those up for it. One of the big things, if you follow along in the diamond painting community and like what's been going on with the Diamond Art Club, oh my goodness. So if you guys bought the Halloween mystery box that they released, I was like, we had this whole discussion. We were like, do we think that they're gonna we didn't, because you didn't know what they were gonna release. There was one image that a bunch of us that had been waiting on for, like, hoping that they would release over Halloween, but they didn't. So we're like, okay, maybe they won't release this one this year. But we were like, well, what if they release it in this Halloween mystery box? And we're like, no, they're not gonna release that in this mystery box. We've been waiting on this one for ages. Well, they released the Mrs. Butter D Halloween bedroom. They actually released that one into the Halloween mystery box, which I'm like, I can't believe they released that one. I would have thought that they would have released the other one, the one with the pumpkin face. That's the one that I would have thought that they would have released in the mystery box. The fact that they put it as like the most sought after and desired of the Halloween, like the Mrs. Buttered Halloween kit, the fact that they had that one as one of the Halloween exclusives for the mystery box is like mind-blowing, because they only sell a limited number of those mystery boxes. It's not going to be the same number as the kits that they would release normally. So already you're at a disadvantage, because like, and I'm not going to buy a mystery box because, one, like, I'm not going to spend $160 for the potential of a maybe that there's going to be a kit that I would want, because I'm very picky on my Halloween canvases. Like, these are the most Halloween thing. Like, yes, I got the mini dazzles as Halloween things, because for me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do a tiny little thing that's Halloween themed, but I'm not about to do like, Happy Jack's Glitter Moon is like the exception. That's like the only massive, like, actual canvas that I've done that's very much Halloween themed. And that's the only canvas that I have in my hoard that's like a super Halloween themed canvas. I don't do them, and I don't collect them. Like, if you look at my hoard and you say, what do you have that's Halloween themed? I've got ones that are like witches, but like the cutesy witches, which are not like specifically a Halloween thing. But because that's like, I don't really do Halloween themed kits, and I've never really been drawn to Halloween-y themed stuff. Like I said, this is like as Halloween-y as I get, is this little kit. Is this little mini dazzles. That's about as Halloween-y as I go, is a tiny mini kit. But I'm not about to do a massive canvas that's Halloween themed. So I'm not going to spend, you know, $160 for a mystery box that's going to have two kits that they already have, which usually is going to be an overstock that they're trying to clear out their warehouse for. So basically something that I'm not going to want, because it's something that you've either already purchased or something that you're not going to want. Because if you would have wanted it, you would have already bought it. Or, and then two kits that are new releases. But in those mystery box, with how many like releases they had from Eau Claire during the Halloween releases that they did those weeks prior, it was like, I don't want to run the risk of getting a ton of like AI art in there, because it's like the Eau Claires, to me, yeah, they have some, like, they've got some really pretty images. But what bothers me about Eau Claire Studios is, if you've noticed, their images, they'll come out with a release and I'll be like, oh, that looks like a Peggy Collins. And you're like, oh, wait, no, that's an Eau Claire Studios. They'll come out with one and I'm like, oh, that looks like something that is similar to like this artist. And you're like, oh, that's this artist. And you're like, oh, wait, no, that's an Eau Claire Studios. So it's like, it's an AI studio, but they're putting out art that's very reminiscent of other artists. So they're doing their work in the style of other artists. And it just kind of like really like bothers me. That kind of like gives me this thing of like, okay, what are they doing? And that's something that, like, it's one thing if they were actively like had their own unique style, but it doesn't seem like they do. And you don't know the name of the artist. It's like Eau Claire Studios, which is a collection of artists. Well, who's the artist that put out that image? I don't know. It's Eau Claire Studios. And that's one of those things as well. It's like, okay, but who worked on that image? There's no individual person assigned to it. It's just Eau Claire Studios. So and they've had so many releases over the last like little over a year. They've put out, Eau Claire Studios has had 68 canvases released. At least 68 canvases, well, over 68, because there's still 68 that you can buy on the website. So since June of last year, there's been 68 Eau Claires that are still active, and that doesn't even count the discontinued ones. And there's more, because there's ones that they've had discontinued. So that's a lot of artwork that's been put out very fast by Diamond Art Club from this AI website, or this AI company, or this art studio that uses AI, which to me is very much the same thing. And I'm like, yes, they have some really pretty images, but I'm like, I would rather support an artist who does not use AI in their work and is more of a traditional artist, or like a regular digital artist, instead of one that relies exclusively on AI. So that's one of the things I didn't want to like run the risk of getting a box that has, you know, AI art. Because one of the some people got boxes where they had their two Halloween releases that they got in it were both Eau Claire Studios. And I'm like, that would have been like, I would have not been happy about that. But anyways, so I chose not to do that. But now I'm like, oh, that Mrs. Butter D that I really wanted was in there. So now I'm like, okay. But look, we got our little ghosty done. So here is our little Halloween ghosty. It says little boo right there. And these are all fairy dust with our little accent of some AB right there. So boop. So these are the two that I finished during our whip and chat. And I always work slower during whip and chats. So we've got our little spider web. And then we've got our little Halloween boo. So that is 2 down and 4 to go. So I love it. Super adorable. So making progress on them. And I love this size. This is a great size for them. As far as like the canvases, like the canvases are cut to a decent size. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.